you can apply a primer base for your eyelids, or what I've been liking to do lately is just doing concealer, because my skin is a little bit dry, and the concealer with my dry skin has been acting as a good primer base for me, and it hasn't moved around really. And what I just used was the Dream Lumi Touch Highlighting Concealer from Maybelline. So now I am going to put a color on my eyelids that is natural or close to my skin tone, just so that I can, what is the word I am looking for? Have a base on my eyelids that's smoother to apply eyeshadows on, because if I were to put any eyeshadow colors directly right onto my lid as of now, it would actually look a little choppy and it just wouldn't look as smooth or blended. So just any but just any eyeshadow color that's close to your skin tone, or, you know, transparent. You can actually use a translucent powder if you want, but I just prefer an eyeshadow. I'm going to grab a crease brush. This is a 217 from MAC. And I'm going to just go into my crease with a, I guess you would say a natural taupe color. And you don't want to get anything on your lid as of now, so try to keep it away from your lid, almost as if you were creating a cut crease with that point of the 217. And this is just going to be a transition colors for the other colors that we are going to add. And I just turned the brush over, like instead of pointing it flat, I flipped it over where it looks like this, and I'm just running that around in my crease right now. So that is what that looks like. Okay, now for what's going to be on my lids, I'm actually going to grab a cream eyeshadow in black, and this is the NYX Jumbo Pen or Jumbo Eye Pencil, and I am just going to put this onto my lids. And the reason why I did this after the transition color is because if I were to do this first and, you know, distribute it and then do my transition color, I don't want to grab any of this black and it go into my crease, because I'm trying to keep this lower on my lids. So there's that. Now to spread this color out, you can either use your finger or use a flat synthetic brush, and just so that's a little bit more precise, and spread this out. Now you don't have to be exactly perfect about evening the color out, but like I said, you do want to try to stay away from your crease, because we'll have a transition color from dark to light right inside of the crease, but you just don't want to go too high with this. And I'm going to grab this brown color right here, and I'm just going to pat this on top of the black. And you don't want to swipe, because you'll have more fallout, but even though we didn't put any foundation on yet, it just saves you a little bit of trouble of having to clean out too much fallout. Okay, so there's that. Now you're going to get a pointed eyeshadow brush like this, and you're just going to blend with no product just in the crease, just like that. You want to somewhat shape out the ends right here, the outer corners, because we're going to do a round look, not a cat-eye look. So there's that. Now everything looks very, I guess, grungy or messy looking, and that is actually fine. Just want to make sure that is somewhat even, because this is just laying out a base for the dramatic color that we are going to put on. Ooh, excuse me. So now we are going to grab a, let's see, a bluish turquoise color. And this is from the LA Colors, like, tri palette, I guess you could say, in Moon Rock. It doesn't have the individual colors names, but I'm going to first grab the blue, actually, and then I'm going to gradually put this one in the center of my eyes. So with the same brush, I'm going to put the blue on the outside, right here. Not in the center of my lids, just on the outside of my lids. And you're probably wondering, why didn't I put the blue first? I actually wanted to put the brown so the blue lays just a little bit flatter, because if I were to put the blue on, it would look choppy because it was just laying on top of black gel liner. So I'd rather just do it like that. And then I didn't want to use black because I didn't want it to be too intense. I actually wanted the blue to pop out. And then you're going to go back and keep applying it until you have the desired color, like pigment wise, or vibrancy, there's a word, of the blue. Alright, so now you're going to use the turquoise color. And you just want to grab a flat brush again, a different one. You guys are probably going to kill me, but okay. So with this color, you're just going to pack it on the brush, tap it off, just so you don't have any fallout, or like a majority of falling off onto your skin. And this is going to go right in the middle, in between the blues, just like that. And again on the other side. This is just going to make the inner part of your eye really pop. And what's left on that brush, kind of just blend the sides out, but don't go too much onto the blue. You just want to really stay in the center. Now, what you're going to want to do is, if you have a loose pigment and some water, you could actually use eyeglass. You can actually use eye drops, but just for the sake of this video, and I'm going to take this off afterwards, I'm just going to use a little bit of water. I'm going to dip the brush that I used for the turquoise in this cap of this Jessie Girl pigment, which is in eye dust. I am going to pack this pigment onto the brush, and then I'm going to mix the water and the pigment in the cap. And this is just going to make a wet look and make the center of my eye just pop just a little bit more. Just like that. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, and touching it up, now with the brush that you used just the blue for, you're gonna go back in and try to blend out any harsh lines into the turquoise color. Alright, now this is the part where I said you're going to have a crease color that's why you wanted to keep the black cream liner down. I'm going to go back and grab this gray from the same palette with the brush that I used to blend out my crease. That's very pointed and dense. And this is a Sonia Kashuk I don't know what kind of brush it is. I want to say it's a crease brush on her line. That's probably what it's called, but I forgot. But it's like a pencil brush, but a little bit more big and dense. And you're going to run this into your crease and not move it up. Just right there. And make sure you keep the shape still round. I'm not cuffing or like closing off the outer part yet. I'm actually going to use black for that. This is the only time that I would use black, just on the outer parts, so that gives it more dimension. And this is a Sugar Pill eyeshadow in Bulletproof. So with that same brush, I'm just going to pack blue, or not blue, but black, just on the outer part. And kind of flickering it in like so. And that is it. Not that's done, but that's all you want to do. So now with that brush I used earlier to put on that transition color, you're going to use this brush and go into your crease and blend. And you're not going to bring the gray up too much. It's just to soften the lines and it not be so harsh. And you do want to keep this on the sideways type of what's the word I'm looking for? You want to keep it sideways so that it can blend easier. You're blending the transition color on top, and then it's also bringing some of that gray on the bottom, and you're not bringing it up high. If you were to turn it or point it into your crease, you're just blending the crease out, and it's not blending with the transition color you had on top. So if you do it sideways like this, it'll blend the two colors together without it going up too high. Alright. So now you have a blown out look like this, and look, just soften the ends like that a little bit. So that is finished for the top of your eye. Now, if you prefer to have shimmer on the highlight, your brow bone, and your lids, then you can. Or you can leave it matte, like this. Or you can just bring something a little bit, if it is still matte, something that's a little bit brighter. This is the Wet n Wild Color Iconic palette in 3380B. This might be discontinued, but it just looks like this. But I'm just going to grab the brow bone color. I'm going to just the very slight shimmer highlight. And put that right there. Ooh, I love that. Put this color here, the other side. And that is it. I'm not going to bring it here because obviously I don't want to highlight here. My highest point starts here. But everybody's a little different, but for me, my brow bone right under my arch is the highest for me. And if I were to bring it in towards this area, it just looks a little funky. But that's what it looks like with highlight. Now, also with that highlight, you can actually go into your inner corners to lighten it up right here. Just right there. Alright, nothing too fancy. Sometimes I'll put a white shimmer right in there if I really want to be dramatic, but I kind of keep this a little bit more toned down because I kind of like the way it's looking. So I'm going to use a Maybelline Master Precise liquid liner, gel liner, or no, what you want to call this, but basically I'm using a liner liquid liner to line my lids. And I'm not going to do anything too dramatic. Oh, this is kind of weird to record this and talk at the same time. So this is without the wing. You are more than welcome to do a wing, which, you know what, I'll just go ahead and do a wing because I kind of feel like doing a wing. So I'm just turning the liquid liner flat with the sharpest pointed end out. And this will make it a little easier for you to have more control of a wing. Alright, so I laid out my liquid, or my cat eye liner, I guess you would say. I'm going to make it thicker right on the end. Not actually at the tail, but just right on the end of my eyelid. And bring it in just a little bit, just connecting the lines right here. And now, with my eyes opened, I'm going to bring that liquid liner and line it up with the bottom of my lash line. I'll just fill it in like that. And then go up from there and just do little flicks until I have a line that I like. And then obviously I can go back with the concealer and clean up right there. Just like that. Sorry if you guys can't see. Hopefully you can. So there is the liner. Okay, now I'm going to bring it down just a little bit onto my lash line. Now this is optional. You can actually use a eyeliner pencil, but I kind of like putting liquid like right underneath my waterline because it's so precise that it just makes my life a little bit easier. Now I'm going to go with this Milani Ultra Fine Liquid Eyeliner. And this color is Sparkling Turquoise. And I haven't really used this that much, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to use it just on the bottom, in the middle, and meet it towards the black. Just right here. Just so I have that pop of color. Right there. With a pencil eyeliner in Binge from Urban Decay. I don't really know. It's like a purpley blue. I'm going to line my waterline with this. And you're more than welcome to use black, but you know, just trying to be colorful with this look. So I'm going to line my waterline with this color. So where I put that liquid liner earlier, now that's somewhat dry, I'm going to grab the same turquoise from earlier that I put on the center of my lid. And I'm just going to run this on top of that eyeliner. And I'm going to lightly blend it with that highlighter from earlier. Just ever so slightly. Just like that. And then you can use the back of your, not the back, but your pinky just to blend it in a little bit more. I need to put my mascara on. So let me curl my lashes. And I will be putting some false lashes on, if you're wondering. Alright. You don't have to be very precise with this, like putting mascara on wise, but I'm just going to use the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara, and I just recently got this and I love it for every day. Oh my gosh, this is so bomb. It lengthens my lashes, it makes it look thicker, it stays on, it doesn't like go everywhere like dust or something, you know, like, oh, I just loves it so much. But you don't have to be, like I said, you don't have to be precise with this because you're going to put some lashes on top. Unless you don't want to. Oh man, I just got some on my... Okay, let's let that dry. I got some on my lid, but I'm going to let it dry. I'm just going to put some on the bottom right here. Alright, so now I'm going to do my lips, and I'm going to keep it very nude. I'm going to use MAC is Subculture on my lips to line it. This is very close to my skin tone. And I'm not really lining this perfectly, just as long as you get the outline pretty crisp, you're all good to go. Because it's such a natural color that you don't have to. Alright, so that is that. Then sometimes I'll go in with the lipstick, like Faux for MAC, and I'll put it just like that. But lately, I've been really liking this combination of the liner with the lip gloss and Ample Pink. It looks like this from MAC, but I'll just put this right on top of the lipstick just so you can see what it looks like with a little bit of gloss. Nothing too dramatic, very simple on the lips and dramatic on the eyes. And my cheeks are, you know, pretty highlighted and contoured, whatnot. So if you have any more requests, please leave them down below. And if you like the video, please like and have fun, you guys. Remember that makeup is just to express your artistic side. Well, for me it is, so I just have fun applying it. So let me see your work. If you guys do this look, please tag me on Instagram. My makeup Instagram is MUA_TKK. Alright, bye guys.